Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be discussing episode 9 of Lord of Mysteries, and we're going to go deep into the clown potion.
Yeah, this scene starts with Miss Daly getting to her astro form and showing up in Klein's room unannounced.
Yeah, so she was saying, oh, if you don't use the magic force field around us, then your sister is going to hear there's a lady in the room.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Not like she cares, which she also mentioned as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either way. Miss Daly's a little flirty.
Yeah, she definitely is, but that's Duns.
For real, he got that.
But I was wondering her motives. Like, what's her motive behind coming in and telling Klein to tell the rest of the team about the acting method? Obviously, before he gets the clown potion.
I mean, we're going to have theories right now, and I think the theory I had thought of in the moment was that, she's just trying to be friendly. She wants Dunn to proceed and get stronger.
Well, I don't think so, because she's trying to tell him to tell his whole team about it before the church gets there. So she knew that they were coming.
Yeah, but she's sworn to secrecy, so she can't say anything.
Which I was wondering, but she told him.
Because he already knows. So she's technically not giving up on the oath.
But how did he know?
It's like a loophole.
I don't know about that.
That's why she couldn't say it directly. She had to have him admit it. That's why she was dancing around the subject until he said it. Yes, I know about the acting method. And she's like, perfect.
Oh, yeah, that, of course. Yeah. I get it. Okay, so he admitted he already knew, and then she was like, hey, they're coming for you.
Yeah, and that you need to go tell the others before they make you swear the oath so everyone could proceed. Because she's been wanting to tell them.
Yeah, exactly. But that was also an interesting, part as well, because she came to Klein. She's like, hey, go and tell everybody. And, I know they're onto us. They're coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me that was really interesting in that scene was that the higher ups know about the acting method and they're keeping it secret.
Yes, exactly. That is an important part as well.
Maybe they don't want their own Beyonders within the Nighthawks turning evil or.
Yeah, that seems to be the reason for a lot of things in this scene. Here's something interesting. When they do get to the office and Klein is telling them about the acting method, Leonard slips and says the word digest, and Klein catches it. So he's almost like, oh, I know you know.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that was interesting. Which, once again, Leonard knows things. He has secrets and stuff like that hidden away. And then Neil's also surprised about the acting method as well, because obviously Neil needed to know this information 20 years ago.
Yeah, to save his love, apparently. That's really what he wanted out of this.
Yeah, he wanted to save his love. But Klein's getting ready to take this potion. So he's trying to warn everybody, hey, before I take it, here's how I leveled up.
Yeah, and I hope that means that we're going to see the rest of the crew level up now, and we're going to have them also advancing with Klein, which will be cool, because, I mean, it's not going to be fun if only Klein in the group gets to keep going on.
That's very true. Yeah, we'll see some level ups. All right, before we get into him ingesting the potion, let's talk about the suspicion from the higher-up superiors, like the Red Gloves.
Right on. Yeah, it was cool to see that there's, apparently they said there was like 3 Red Gloves in their whole enforcement.
Yeah, they're part of the church, apparently. I wonder what the other ones are like.
Yeah, it's kind of just dope to me overall that they're having like an elite fighting group amongst the church. And that makes sense to me being, prior military, to know that there is at least a higher, special forces within the Nighthawks.
Yeah, and then he's a sequence 5 spirit warlock. But apparently, according to them, when he has that item, which is the sword, that makes him a sequence 4.
Right, it gives him the power of a sequence 4.
Yeah, it gives him the power of a sequence 4. That whole interrogation scene was interesting. At first, I'm like, what are they trying to get out of him? And then Klein's kind of just making things up. I guess he's kind of like skating by.
Yeah, really. I took it as him like trying to play like, lie detector tests.
Yeah, he beat it.
He's trying to say things that could seem true regardless of the fact if he's lying or not. He's very smart, honestly, how he was carefully wording himself out there. But most of the questions weren't like he was being outright untruthful, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and obviously like you said, the whole scene was based off of, the fact that they can lead to the pathway could lead to being influenced by evil gods.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing to me that I took from this. And we go into that more in the next scene when Sesamir tells him in further detail about that after he ingests the clown potion.
Yeah, exactly. But he does mention it here too. He's like, did you hear any voices in your head? Did you hear any gods? That was pretty interesting. That kind of let us know that they might not know as much as we think they know.
Yeah, it seems like everything in here is sworn. It's like kind of black taped out. Unfortunately, even within the church, like, which is the horrible thing about decompartmentalizing things within any type of government organization. Well, it's not even a government. They're like a church, right?
I guess you
But
can call them a government.
within any type of organization, when you do that, you just keep things too locked up between everybody else, and nobody really knows the truth, and it's harder to get knowledge like that for across everyone.
Yeah, information is kind of hidden, it looks like, through the churches and other beyonders and other higher ups. And obviously, what piqued their interest in the first place was the fact that Klein got this power up within 2 months.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing
unheard of for sure.
Yeah, so Sesamir is probably thinking there's some type of other influence that got him to where he is, and is also influencing him as well to tell everyone else about the acting method.
Yeah, that's a great point, because a lot of the questions he was asking about the interrogation were, why are you telling everybody else about the acting method? What led you to do that? You know, and I mean, luckily, that's why I was surprised that he didn't kind of get out Miss Daly there. But but either way, at least we know his intentions are pure. And I think he really is just to level up everybody so we get to have the crew come up through the rest of the seasons.
I thought he was going to beat Klein for a minute.
Yeah, it's
I was
funny.
like, are you going to hit him?
I thought it was going to be like Dune, where they're going to take out something and put him in the pain box.
Oh, yeah, he put his hand in the box.
There I am in the pain box. But it was just funny how he was like, oh, no, the shackles were just so he doesn't,
Hurt himself.
Yeah, exactly. It was. So what do you think about the sword when he actually whipped it out and they all swore their allegiance or pledged?
I thought it was an interesting scene, but now I'm wondering what happens if they don't keep their pledge. I don't know if they die or they come for them.
Yeah, they kind of glossed right over that. I mean, the only thing we know is that Miss Daly kind of mentioned she was afraid of it. So it made me think that something would happen. Some type of curse or retribution from the god that they swore the oath to.
Yeah, and then you also have to think what other oaths are there that everyone else has sworn to secrecy or secret information. But if he's sequence 4, then he probably already knows about Roselle's acting method, which I think most of them do by now. I wonder if there's other people that can read the journal.
Well, either way, I mean, Roselle learned that from somebody else, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did.
So, I mean, who knows where the knowledge is? I mean, it's all scattered around.
Yeah, that's true. It's hidden stuff everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of, all these hidden sects have been around for, is every epoch 100 years or something?
Probably even more.
Right? So,
Yeah, a very, very long time the sects have been around.
if anybody knows that question, let us know in the comments. I think epoch is 100 or 150 years. We're assuming around that time. But yeah, that means all these hidden sects have a lot of knowledge that's been kept, and obviously with no way to store knowledge besides paper, which dissolves and disintegrates over time. There's no way to really keep knowledge besides just word of mouth from person to person.
Yeah.
And generation to generation.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, what do you think about the scene where Klein actually, gets ready to drink the potion? I know that Sesamir is sitting there watching him. He's like, how's this going to turn out,
Yeah, he was studying him very intently. So one thing I thought was interesting when he was making the potion, where there's 2 ingredients in the potion that really stood out to me, which was the clown face flower and the horn of a hornacious goat.
The horn of a hornacious goat. Wow, tongue twister.
Yeah, which again points to the Hornacious Mountains, right?
Yeah, for real, right? Once again.
So it was interesting to hear that a little bit.
But the potion affected him immediately. He got all dizzy and his body got distorted. He kind of fell over. And then, then he starts to, I guess, meditate on it almost.
Yeah, he recovered really quickly this time versus the first time.
Yeah, and then there was this scene with brain bubbles. I don't know if that was brains or cells. Let me know in the comments. But that was pretty interesting too. I was like, why did they put this in here? That was a weird scene.
Yeah, it was all kind of odd overall. I like that his eyes kind of flashed different colors though.
Yeah, they did. They flickered and it changed. Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a pretty good scene to see him finally ingest a new potion and level up. And then Sesamir's like, you've leveled up to clown. He kind of greeted him into the world almost.
Yeah, successfully. And then that's when he dropped that bigger hint, which I was trying to allude to earlier, was that if you ever hear the murmurs of another being, let it be known that it could be of a higher sequence beyond or on your pathway.
Yeah.
Not of a god. I think it was just a higher sequence pathway pretending to be a god, or even I guess if you get high enough, anyways, you are a god. So
Yeah, they're gonna try to. Well, yeah, I get that because it's gonna try to influence him to do things that he normally wouldn't do. It's like whispering in his ear.
and it kind of gave us a big key fact of what makes you lose control. The higher sequence beyonder on your pathway whispers things to you that makes you lose control, which corrupts you, which makes you lose control.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the acting method becomes more intense the higher you get. It's going from like being a seer to now having to embody like what the clown is, and that is a lot more trickier than being a seer and like searching for someone's missing shoe or something.
Right. Or just getting back with your ex a bunch of times.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you're doing with his little chain. That was pretty much the extent of like what you needed to do to be a seer. Right. So yeah, Klein was kind of taken back by some of the changes that he immediately saw, like his flexibility, his balance, and his agility. I guess we're gonna see him actually be able to fight now.
Yeah, I think we're finally going to see him do some one-on-hand. Well, he can't really do one-on-one combat. Yeah, he doesn't really have a... Well, actually, rather...
Yeah, he should be able to do one-on-one combat. I mean, he tried to do like the snap thing.
Yeah.
I guess it was like
the air blast.
An air blast. Yeah.
With his finger.
And that didn't work out. But I'm guessing over time, he should be able to do that.
Yeah, I guess he does have stronger strength now. But if you're like, depending on which pathway you're in, it could technically overbeat it,
Well, yeah. I mean, some of the other pathways have some cool things going on, especially the ones that are kind of like created for offense. But, as a clown now, he should have crazy defense.
Yeah.
And be able to make copies of himself and move really, really fast.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost like he becomes an acrobat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So he's almost like Robin from Batman.
Yeah, and then, he gets precognition, which is also useful as well.
I saw that. That's actually
Spidey
a
senses.
super cool ability, honestly.
Yeah, the fact that he can sense danger now before it happens, or just sense overall many things that he wants to focus on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good skill for combat overall, because you could, for shooting, for example, you could actually see where your target's going to go before they go there.
That's true. And he also gets something called the emotional mask. Is basically he can hide his expressions, his feelings, and his emotions.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the clown abilities as well. I guess it makes sense, because of the whole clown mask thing.
Yeah, that's right. Clowns wear a mask, technically, even if it's painted on their face, it's a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it makes a lot of sense. I wonder, so if by acting like a clown, you just got to pretend you don't have emotions then.
Yeah, you gotta basically manipulate your emotional state to fit the scenario that you're in. Like apparently he has also high pain tolerance as well. By manipulating his own emotions with his clown ability, he can have, even though he's hurt, he can pretend like he's not, and it'll allow him to keep going.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that is pretty cool.
So I know we were joking around a bit earlier, but what does acting like a clown really mean then?
Yeah, I mean, his acting method is a little different. He has to pretend to be detached from certain things, to be humorous in the presence of dangerous situations.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like you have to laugh at danger and at peril, pretty much.
Yeah, when he gets hurt, he's like, "Ha ha ha! I'm hurt. I'm shot. Look at me." That kind of stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Why the clown in the second episode was so like giddy the whole time while they were fighting.
Oh yeah, it's very animated. So I guess clown has to become more of a personalized clown in a way.
Yeah, he has to become a performer.
Yeah, he has to become a performer, exactly.
Like he's on a stage performing in front of an audience and just laughing away and not taking anything true. Wow.
That's going to be an interesting version of Klein. He has to pretend to be calm when he's not calm. He can't show his fear. That's pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. I wonder how fast he's going to grasp this potion.
Yeah, I mean, if he grasps it pretty well, it should digest pretty quickly. At least he doesn't have to do physical things anymore. Like he doesn't have to like help people or go out his way to do strange things. Mm-hmm. He can just simply act clownish.
I mean, it seems like there's always a catch or like a secret thing that you have to do to fully unlock the potion.
You're right. There is
right.
a
Remember
secret.
With the seer one, it was not trusting divination.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going to be with the clown.
All right, the clown sequence isn't about just being funny. It's about dancing on the edge of madness. So let us know how you feel. Leave some comments. Would you take this potion? And we'll see you in the next one.